When I first moved to Austin, Texas, I wasn't expecting to meet someone who would completely change the way I saw love and healing. Life has a way of surprising us when we least expect it. My name is Emily Carter, and this is the story of how I met Daniel Harris, a man whose heart was broken, but who eventually learned to love again, with a little help. Daniel and I met through a community volunteer group. He wasn't the type of man who talked a lot, but something about him felt heavy, as if he was carrying a weight that no one else could see. During our first meeting, he barely spoke, and when he did, his voice carried sadness, like an echo of pain that hadn't healed. Later, I learned that Daniel had gone through a difficult breakup with someone he truly thought was the one. They had been together for 5 years, and their lives were deeply intertwined. When she left, not only did she take pieces of their shared life, but she also took his belief in love. I remember one particular afternoon when we stayed behind after the group meeting to clean up. I found him quietly stacking chairs while everyone else laughed and chatted outside. Something in me told me to speak to him. "Daniel," I said softly, "you don't have to do all of this alone. Let me help." He gave me a faint smile, the kind that didn't quite reach his eyes. "I'm used to doing things alone," he replied. That sentence stayed with me. Over the next few weeks, we started talking more. At first, our conversations were short, about small things like work, music, or the Texas heat. But slowly, he began to open up. One evening, after a particularly long volunteer event, he admitted, "I don't really know who I am without her. It feels like she took the best part of me when she left." My heart ached hearing that. I didn't try to give him cliches like time heals everything. Instead, I just listened. Sometimes, listening is the greatest gift you can give to someone who's hurting. I encouraged him to join me in small activities outside of volunteering. We went for coffee at a little cafe downtown called Maple and Oak, where the barista always remembered my order. At first, he hesitated to go out, but slowly, he began to enjoy those quiet moments. One evening, we walked along the Colorado River, watching the sunset paint the sky in shades of orange and pink. For the first time since I'd met him, I saw Daniel smile without forcing it. "It feels good," he said, "to just breathe." His healing wasn't immediate. There were days when he still carried pain heavily, days when he doubted if love was worth it again. But little by little, with patience, kindness, and shared moments, he began to rebuild. Months passed, and our friendship grew into something deeper. He started encouraging me too, reminding me to take breaks, cheering me on when I doubted myself, and making me laugh in the simplest ways. One day, while we were helping at a food drive, he looked at me with a soft expression and said, "Emily, I don't think I would have made it through this without you." I smiled, fighting back the warmth rising in my chest. "You healed yourself, Daniel. I just reminded you that you weren't alone." Our bond blossomed naturally. There were no grand gestures or dramatic declarations, just quiet, genuine love built on trust, respect, and the courage to start again. Today, when I look back, I realize that his heartbreak wasn't the end of his story. It was the beginning of a new chapter. And sometimes, love finds us when we least expect it, in the simplest of ways. This is our story, a reminder that healing takes time, but with patience and kindness, broken hearts can find a way to beat strongly again.